Great expectations, Mrs. J. Gargery. She mayn't have knowed, added Joe, with an appearance of reflection, whether it were Joe or Jorge. My sister looked at Bumblebishook, who smoothed the elbows of his wooden armchair, and nodded at her and at the fire, as if he had known all about it beforehand. "And how much have you got?" asked my sister, laughing. "Positively." Laughing? "What would present company say to £10? demanded Joe. "They'd say," returned my sister, curtly, "pretty well. Not too much, but pretty well." "It's more than that, then," said Joe. That fearful impostor, Bumblebishook, immediately nodded, and said, as he rubbed the arms of his chair, "It's more than that, Mum." "Why, you don't mean to say," began my sister. "Yes, I do, Mum," said Bumblebishook, "but wait a bit. Go on, Joseph. Good in you. Go on." "What would present company say?" proceeded Joe, "to £20? "Handsome would be the word," returned my sister. "Well, then," said Joe, "it's more than £20. That abject hypocrite, Bumblebishook, nodded again, and said, with a patronizing laugh, "It's more than that, Mum." "Good again. Follow her up, Joseph." "Then to make an end of it," said Joe, delightedly handing the bag to my sister, "it's £25. "It's £25, Mum," echoed that basest of swindlers, Bumblebishook, rising to shake hands with her. "And it's no more than your merits, as I said when my opinion was asked, and I wish you joy of the money. If the villain had stopped here, his case would have been sufficiently awful, but he blackened his guilt by proceeding to take me into custody, with a right of patronage that left all his former criminality far behind. Now you see, Joseph and wife," said Bumblebishook, as he took me by the arm above the elbow, "I am one of them that always go right through with what they've begun. This boy must be bound out of hand. That's my way. Bound out of hand. Goodness knows, Uncle Bumblebishook," said my sister, grasping the money, "we're deeply beholden to you." "Never mind me, Mum," returned that diabolical corn chandler. "A pleasure's a pleasure, all the world over. But this boy, you know, we must have him bound. I said I'd see to it, to tell you the truth. The justices were sitting in the town hall near at hand, and we at once went over to have me bound apprentice to Joe in the magisterial presence. I say, we went over, but I was pushed over by Bumblebishook, exactly as if I had that moment picked a pocket or fired a rick. Indeed, it was the general impression in court that I had been taken red-handed. For, as Bumblebishook shoved me before him through the crowd, I heard some people say, "What's he done?" and others, "He's a young un, too, but looks bad, don't he?" One person of mild and benevolent aspect even gave me a tract ornamented with a woodcut of a malevolent young man fitted up with a perfect sausage shop of fetters, and entitled, "To be read in my cell." The hall was a queer place, I thought, with higher pews in it than a church, and with people hanging over the pews looking on, and with mighty justices, one with a powdered head, leaning back in chairs, with folded arms, or taking snuff, or going to sleep, or writing, or reading the newspapers, and with some shining black portraits on the walls, which my unartistic eye regarded as a composition of hardbake and sticking plaster. Here, in a corner, my indentures were duly signed and attested, and I was bound, Mr. Bumbleshook holding me all the while as if we had looked in on our way to the scaffold. To have those little preliminaries disposed of. When we had come out again, and had got rid of the boys who had been put into great spirits by the expectation of seeing me publicly tortured, and who were much disappointed to find that my friends were merely rallying round me, we went back to Bumbleshook's, and there my sister became so excited by the 25 guineas that nothing would serve her but we must have a dinner out of that windfall, at the Blue Boar, and that Bumbleshook must go over in his chaise cart, and bring the Hubbles and Mr. Wopsle. It was agreed to be done, and a most melancholy day I passed. For, it inscrutably appeared to stand to reason, in the minds of the whole company, that I was an excrescence on the entertainment. And to make it worse, they all asked me from time to time, in short, whenever they had nothing else to do, why I didn't enjoy myself. And what could I possibly do then? But say I was enjoying myself, when I wasn't. However, they were grown up and had their own way, and they made the most of it. That swindling Bumbleshook exalted into the beneficent contriver of the whole occasion, actually took the top of the table, and